What is up, everybody? My name is Rishraff and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing the license plate system. Now, in order for the license plate system to work, you're going to have my car dealership system V2, the V2 version. A lot of people hit me up and they're like, it doesn't say for leader stats. I'm like, yeah, because you didn't check out the leader stats version in V2. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. I am in the previous place that I had in the car dealership system V2. Now, what you're going to need is a function called getPlate. I do apologize for the background AC. You guys are going to need a function called getPlate. I was recording this earlier and then my thing crashed. Called getPlate. It's going to have to be in the functions folder. Now, if you're using car dealership, I'm not even going to say if because you're probably using it. So you're going to have to use getPlate in the functions. Okay, so make your way to the buy vehicle script. And after line 46, it's VEH, the fifth one right here. We're going to press enter. And after you press enter, go on and type GEN plate. Now, I can't put the script in the description because you guys have probably set everything up yourself in your own little way for your guys' games, and if I just put it, you guys won't be able to import it in your game anyways, so it's gonna be kind of useless. Now we're gonna say this is license plates. So you'll notice that this is orange or whatever color it is. It's genPlate does not exist. So now what we need to do is we need to define a function called genPlate. genPlate, we're gonna have to go to our toolbox. Now this will be in the description below. It's the data store for the license plates. So we're gonna go ahead and take this, we're gonna go ahead and put it in the server script service. And then you'll notice how we have everything here. We do have all the, we're gonna go and change the version and stuff like that. Leave the key. And what we can go ahead and do is now we can finally define that function confidently. So let's go ahead and go up to above here. And let's go and declare function genPlate. Now I'm not going to force you guys to do so much coding in this video because that would just be insane. And it's pointless to make you do that. So you guys are just gonna be writing a function, and then some little words you guys are just gonna fill in. And I'm gonna show you how to customize it and how to make everything. So the features of this is if you're an emergency vehicle, your game will say EMS, I think, for emergency service. And then if you're a government, like the owner of the state or whatever, the founder, I should say, it's gonna say GOV for government, obviously. So first things first, we're going to say local init equals randomString. We're going to say randomString. And we're going to say 3. Now this is very important. Make sure you guys get this right. Hopefully I'm zoom in when I'm editing. Comma, space. The space doesn't really matter right there, but we're going to say the percentage sign. U, lowercase u. Now you'll notice now we didn't define a function for randomString. So now we got to come up with that. So then you're going to go ... and we're going to say the quotes. Now this right here is going to be the little dash in the middle. It's going to be like ABC dash 1 2 3. It's going to be it's kind of like row citizens. I haven't played that game in a while. 3. Okay. And we have that. Then this is a really short function that we're going to say if string, make sure that's a lowercase, make sure that's highlighted, find. And we're just going to say init because that's what we named it. And then we're going to add a percent icon. This is very important, guys. Make sure you rewind or pause the video. And then we're going to go and say VT owner true. Say end. So we just made a little if statement on one line. So we're going to say if we find the license plate, then we can go ahead and gen it. So if the license plate is valid, then we can go and gen the plate again. In a way, then it's basically just saying we're going to redo it. So basically, if this license plate already exists, then we're going to activate a redo. And then we'll go ahead and retry to make another random. The format that I'm using is 123 dash and then, or ABC dash 123. So it's going to be like, you literally have to, that's like lottery odds to get them to be the same. But I went ahead and I added that protection in there for you guys. We're going to say data store.license plates, but it should autocomplete to this. That's why I wanted to put the init, and then we'll say then init, that should auto end right there, equals genPlate VT owner true. Looks like we'll activate a redo there. And then what we'll do is we'll say, skip a line, we'll say if not redo, then game.server script service license plates, data store license plates, create plate data fire init owner dot user ID. Make sure it's spelled exactly like this. Init is going to be your license plate. And then what we're going to say is we're going to say VT. And then we're going to say owner. Make sure you guys add a comma there. Because I don't really say everything. So make sure you guys just know, like, you guys are following along. Good. Now we can go ahead and hit the genPlate option in the... Now this is not orange anymore. Now we have it defined. But now we have another orange thing. It's called a randomString. So it looks like we're going to have to make a function called randomString. So we're going to skip a line. We're going to make a new function called a randomString. And I'm going to go ahead and try and add these functions inside of the description for you guys. Sorry, I'm kind of stuttering because I'm trying to look at my notes and try and type at the same time and talk at the same time. So say math.randomseed, say os.time. So operating system's time, so local time in that. We're going to say local CharSet or CharSet, but I use char, like on the burger. And I know you guys probably don't understand what I'm doing right now, but that's okay. It's a little complicated to explain. We're going to actually change this to a period right there. And make sure this is actually single quotes. We're going to make this single quotes right here. Because sometimes the game doesn't like to register that as a valid argument. And then what we're going to say is then return. Make sure you guys are using single quotes here. Then we're going to say, we're going to add an else statement. Say local results equals. We should add these little and built is a built-in function. Sorry about that. I had to, because it's like built, you know, built-in function. Yeah, it wasn't really that funny. I just thought it was. But then again, I can't hear any laughs because I am solo. I have summer school, which is trash. So that's highly unfortunate. So I thought I was going to get to the grind. I'm also investing in a PC, gaming PC for the, I'm going to say length. Why does, just make sure that, just copy the script in the description. Or, you know what I'm saying, because honestly, I don't even know what is going on with my spelling today. See, why is this like that? Say length, do result. I'm going to go and hit the loop. Equals lookup. Math. I'm going to say dot random. Some random stuff that we got going on right now. No cap. Say range. And then make sure that you do have a little bracket actually at the end. So make sure that these are brackets, not parentheses. Script will be in the description. And then after this end statement, we're gonna go and skip a line. 2 lines, we're gonna say return table.concat. I don't expect you guys to know concats and all that stuff. Awesome. This looks good. This looks good. No errors. So it looks like our by vehicle will be done. Now we just need to go into the vehicle spawner. And this is where I will show you how to customize it to your game with governing plates and emergency service plates. So let's get right to that script. We're going to go and scroll up here to this little function on line 14. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go below this little line, because I knew I was going to add license plates. So that's why I put the line there. And we're going to actually go, we'll go one above that actually. And then we're going to say local valid equals false. And then what we're going to do is we're going to say if not plate, then valid equals false. So if obviously if they don't have a plate, then we can go ahead and make them false. And for the sake of this, of car dealership v2, I took out this argument. We're going to go ahead and add a plate here. Make sure you spell that right, no caps. No cap, make it no caps. Plate. There, you should have no errors so far. I'm moving slow so you guys can actually learn and not just copy it. And then what we'll do, we'll say if not, what the heck? We'll do valid equals false. We're going to say else if plate not verify PLR, then for underscore, be careful here guys, we'll do comma v in pairs find data plr.data or plr.user ID, capital U, capital I. Let's do a arrow key to the right. We'll say vehicles. Sorry for the background noise. And we'll add an if statement here. And in that if statement, we'll say v4. This is parsing that table that we got. We'll say plate. And v parsing that table once again. Equal vehicle. I just like to say vehicle because it sounds cool. Equals true end. And then if not valid, then we're going to say return end. A whole bunch of ends here, a whole bunch of code here, but don't worry, you guys are on the way to just getting your license plate system. I know it may seem like hard work right now, but trust me, you guys got this. Using the verify function is a great way to see if your players are on a team. And it's so easy to do. It's literally just a couple lines actually. We're going to say local t equals false. That's easy. That's a bool value. You guys know that. Say if player.teamColor equal brick color.new. Okay, so this is where you'll add fire department. This is where you'll add all that stuff. So here is an example. I will do everything by example. So I'm going to have a difference between government and we'll have fire department. So I'm going to go and add myself a team here. If you guys don't know how to add teams, you're going to want to go to, they move it all the time, I swear. You're going to want to go to model and you want to hit the gears and you're going to want to hit teams. Insert, got the insertable. You're going to go to insert object, obviously team, and then we'll just name this fire, lowercase fire for the fire department, and then we'll just clone that real quick. And then we'll just name this team something like gov. So we have fire. We'll have the fire as crimson. That's a team colors are so important right now. And the gov will just be really black. Sounds good because you know the men in black, stuff like that. So do if player.teamColor equal brickcolor.new, we'll say crimson. So if they are on the crimson team, then they must be on the fire department. So what we'll do is we'll say then t equals fire. Now, if you guys want to add multiple, like police, medical, you'll just say or, and then you'll repeat player.teamColor equal that. And then this will say, oh, like they're on the emergency services side or something like that. I'm just doing fire so you guys can see actually what I'm talking about. Then, if you guys want to add another thing, another team or another type, we'll say else if plr.teamColor, we'll just do the same thing, brickColor.new. And in this case, I'm using really black. Boom, we got really black right there. And then we'll say then, and then we can just do t equals, and then in this case, I'm just using gov. A common misconception is that you have to get this to the same name as the team. No, you do not. So I can name this government. I just use gov because it's short. Well, for example, we'll use government because a lot of people are like, wait, does my team name have to match the same thing as my verify label? No, it does not. So I'm going to use government and we'll have fire. Okay. Again, does not need to match. So then once we have that, you guys can keep adding else ifs. You guys can add like else if blah, blah, blah. But I'm not going to do that because I'm just going to have these two teams. And what we'll say is we'll skip after this end. We'll say if not t, then return false end. Return t. That was a simple verify function. Now, for license plates, we're going to have to give the vehicle their license plate on spawn. And then we're going to hop back up here. And then what we're going to do right here is a 34 for me. Could vary for you. Say, else if, we're going to call verify. Say player. Awesome, because we already have player. Then what we can do is say then. Remember, you don't need an end statement for an else if. You just need it for an if. Plate equals plate or exempt, because exempt is emergency services vehicles. I'll say else if. Now here is where you want to add yourself. You can add governor and stuff like that. So here's where you're going to want to add yourself. You can say player.name equal. You could put Rishraff and then add an or statement. So you can have multiple people who have special plates. And in this case, I'm going to use Zeker. Actually, no, I'm not going to use my alt account, Zeker PvP. We'll just put your name here. That's how you add that or statement in there. So then valid equals true. So that is how you do it. Now, I'm not going to be using like Rishraff or anything right now because I don't want my plate to be exempt because I want to actually show you what it does. So you're going to want to go to your model here that I've linked in the description. It's going to be in my models. I'm just going to refresh it. And once I do that, you'll see license plate GUI comes up. Now what you want to do, this is going to be the plate. This is what the background, like the vanity plate kind of thing looks like. We're going to go down to image here. And we're going to go ahead and replace this image ID here. I'm going to keep it as the Indio plate because I used to own Indio, the state. Go ahead and drag or cut, which I'm doing here. Go ahead and cut this to the vehicle spawner and paste it as a child. Here, if you paste it, it will not by vehicle, we'll make it vehicle spawner. I apologize for my computer fans in the background. We are almost done, ladies and gentlemen. Then once we go to vehicle spawner, easily get it. And then what you want to do is, this is like where you're spawning and stuff. Where you're spawning, you're going to have to go to the, we'll say local P equals script.surface.gui clone. And on that clone, we'll say p.num.text equals plate. And they'll say p.parent equals new car dot body dot. Now I'm emphasizing these words so much right now, and I spelled license plate wrong. License plate. Yep, that's what you guys are gonna be like. What? Where did that come from? Body dot license. Decal destroy. Here is where we're, so now we have everything done. Now we can easily go ahead and pick a license plate for everything. We can go and hit the dealers and stuff like that. But what we have to do first is we have to go ahead and make sure that the team changer does exist. So what I mean by that is the groups, you would change this group to, I'm going to change it to fire, right? For example, I'm going to be using fire for this local thing. For the local script here, this is a firefighter or fire department dealer right here, where you can spawn. So inside of this little thing, dealer name right here that I set up for you guys, we're going to name that fire. This is what matters. The team name doesn't matter. You have to do this. And then in vehicles, we'll have to name this fire. Lowercase. If you guys want to do something else, we'll have to name it government. Notice how we're not using gov, because in the vehicle spawner right here, we have to name our dealer the exact one here. And if you're just like, well, what if we have firefighters and police, but we just want to make them called emergency services? Then you would have to name that dealer part of the emergency services group and have certain vehicles be in certain tables, but they can all pick from the same folder. It's kind of complicated, but I know you guys can figure it out because you guys are already coding and you guys can figure it out. You guys got this. So now that we have that, we need to actually have our vehicle. So I had a vehicle in the previous video. I'm going to go ahead and take it out here, and it's called car, I think, yeah. So I'm going to go and paste it in the workspace. Now you'll notice, I don't know if it has a license plate. Let me check. No, it does not. So I'm going to go ahead and make one of the parts. So make sure your car has a body. So I imagine none of you guys are using free models. As you can see in the vehicle spawner, we set new car.body. Notice that this does not have a model in it called body. So I'm going to go and I'm going to actually keep that. I'm going to go ahead and just make a little, see, black bar. You see this little black bar? I want to name that license plate. So what we're going to do is we're going to say license. Make sure your spelling is exact. And then what we'll do is just like make something like, we'll just make this like a group. We'll make it a model. And then we'll just name, the model has to be called body and it has to be a child of the vehicle. And then we'll take the license plate that we just got and we'll drag that. Sorry if you can hear my computer fans. We'll drag that. If it wants to drag, we're going to go ahead and, okay, you know what? It's not going to drag. Oh, it's kind of making its way, but we can drag it into body. So now license plate has to be a child of the model called body. When you guys are inside of your vehicle spawner, we're about to go ahead and test this really soon. But before we do that, we have the departments at the top. And what we need to do for those departments is we just need to make a little type value. And I'll tell you why. So what we're going to do is just make something really simple here. Is just local type value equals instance.new string value. We'll put it as a string value. And we'll put it as the new car. It's going to be the new car's name. And we'll say type value dot value equals vehicle type. Make sure those are capitalized like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to say if so department is going to be what department they're at. So we're going to go and head over to the local script. You guys are like, dude, this guy's taking forever. I'm taking my time so you guys can see what is going on. And right here, when we buy the vehicle right here, when we hit this buy function, it's the buy vehicle fire server, we take away the money. But when we go to the spawn, we have the dealer name. The dealer name is just the type right here. So if you go back up to the variable I put for you guys, it's fire. So that's going to be fire. So that's going to be passed through the argument. But what we need to do is add a V4. This will activate the plate for us. V4 is where we put it. That's going to activate the vehicle type and everything like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to say if depth. So in this case, what's being passed through is going to be the depth right here, as you can see. And then what we're going to do is we're going to say if department equal fire. So if they're fire, make sure this is lowercase, then we're going to say type value equals, and we're just going to name it like EMS for emergency services. And then what you can do here, after you make it like that, you can just add an if. I'm not going to do it here, but how you would go about that is you would just say if if department equal EMS, or if type value equal EMS for emergency services, then you would say script dot, and then you would say like the EMS portion that I put in here, the EMS would be dot visible equals true. Then you would make it true, and then you'd make it say EMS for emergency services, or you'd make it government. So like if they were government, you say if department equal government. Then you guys can just play around with it. So when I watch videos on YouTube, obviously I don't get them right away because a lot of people interpret videos a lot differently. So what I do is I just play around with it. So in doing so, I think we have everything that we need in this instance. Everything looks good here. Then we're going to go back to this local script. Now make sure to change your tables here. Your tables are very important now. These tables is how you can configure what vehicles are inside of your game. So in doing so, we need to change this to fire because it's a type of vehicle here. And then we're going to count. So we have V1, or I think it's V0, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to add the 4 here, and we'll be able to do that. And before we go ahead and actually test, we forgot to add a return method here, which is very, very important. Otherwise, we'd get a nil value. So we'll say return init right there. Initiation right there. Return init. Now this should work. Actually, it's going to work. We're going to go and press. Actually, let's go and reset our data real quick. How you reset your data? We're going to go ahead and just change this version to like 7. And actually, you guys don't actually need this. I thought about it, and you guys don't actually need that. So everything should look like this. Now let's finally go and test this. And what we're going to do is we're going to give me some money right here. See later stats. We're going to say money. Let's give me like 20. All right, now I want you to do me a favor. I'm going to go and buy this vehicle. It's going to be called car, nothing much. And then watch the spawn pads here. Watch the spawn pads for a second. Spawn. And I just want you to notice something. We have the plate created. You'll notice that in the debug statement. Car. Boom. Whoa. And then what we'll do is now we have a unique plate. And don't worry, no player can have the same plate. No player can have the same plate. Isn't that awesome? This is insane. No player can have the same plate as another player. Now there is a little issue with Car Dealership System V2 in terms of taking money from the player, as you can see here, because I'm using an older version. If you join my Discord and you talk to my staff or myself or my junior staff, we do have a fix for that. So come head down there. Link will be in the description. But yep, here we go. And as you can see, we can go and drive this vehicle with our unique license plate. So thank you so much for watching. I know it was a long one, but got to get it in there. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. I'm thinking about if we can get this video to 100 likes and we can get at least 1,000 views on it, let's go and hit that car customization system with a spoiler. I'll be showing you guys how to add a spoiler to a video. That's going to be really hard for me to do, but hey, if you guys want the content, I shall release it, alright? So stay safe, everyone. Have a great summer. Peace!
Listen.